Hello and welcome to Zeke's Garage. Today is Sunday. I've been doing the fuel pump in this white scrambler off for about a week now. Yeah, lost another fuel pump in this thing. This will be the third since picking this Jeep up and putting a new tank in it. So this go around, I'm gonna cut the floor out and put me a little trap door in there, make this job way easier in the future. If this thing decides to continue to keep eating fuel pumps, I don't know what's going on there, but like I said, this is the third in 3 years. Shouldn't have to change your fuel pump every year, especially as little as I drive this rig. So anyway, I'm a little nervous about this job because it's here in my garage, and like I said, this Jeep is down without its fuel pump. I can't move it except for to push it, and I had me a garage fire doing this several years back, so I'm a little nervous about this whole thing, but I'm gonna get going on it here and see if I can get some fuel out of this tank to begin with. So let's go. Alright guys, let's look who made it to help me today. And let's see.
I'm late.
Now you're good, man. I just started on this. So I took the filler neck. Let's see if you can see that in the dark here. Took the filler neck off. I don't use electronic fuel transfer pumps anymore because that's what started my fire several years back. So this is just one of those gravity feed hoses with the check ball in it. Yeah, so, and yeah, as I fall over all my stuff here on the ground. But like I said, we're gonna get as much fuel out of this thing as we can, and we're gonna go from there. So here's that process in the works. I'm not going to bore you with all of it, but this is how it's happening. Okay, we've got the fuel removed. That was like 30 plus gallons, so I'm glad we did it. Holy crap, that was a lot. You want to know an easy way to drop your fuel tank? The answer is right here. Transmission jack. This thing has dropped more fuel tanks than it has transmissions in its life. And it works slick. You just orient your feet down, so you got a nice flat spot. Matt made it, by the way. And it makes life way easier if you have a transmission jack for this job. So wanted to share that with you guys before we put this one up in place. Tank is out. This is an Aero tank, 35 gallon, custom made for the Scrambler fuel tank that honestly I've had nothing but problems with ever since I put it in, and I've had two. This will be the third fuel pump in it. I love the tank, I love the size, and it's internal fuel tank or fuel pump. This is just the sending unit for the gauge. Pumps down in here. It's on paper and sitting here on the ground, it looks like a nice unit, and I'm hoping to have better luck with it. What's that, Kyle?
It's more a pain in the butt than anything.
Yeah, right now it has been. So if I can sort out, yeah, if I can sort out making the fuel pump live in it, it ought to have range for days with this 6-cylinder, and that was my whole plan here. But so far it's been a nuisance. But anyway, it's down. I'll get my measurements on where I'm going to cut the hole in the tub, and we'll go from there on this project. So we just pulled the fuel pump out. I want to show you what we got. I guess I used an improper piece of hose here, and this hose has come apart. Kyle's got the pieces of the outside of the hose that were down in the bottom of the tank. So I believe my pumps sucked that up. You can see all the debris down inside the hole there where I took the filter off the bottom of it. So it looks like this one's on me. This one's my bad. I'll own that. But like I said, the next one's going to be way easier because I'm going to have me a zipper in the floor. Just lift her up and change her out. So hopefully we'll be done doing this after this one though. Okay, well, while Carl's working on his, we got to do some, drop the tank on this and fix some fuel lines too on this thing. So we're having a good time here in Zeke's garage, and it's fuel tank days. So we'll get on that. Alright, this should look familiar. We just did this out front. We're getting fuel. Looks like it's stuck in the bowl. Really? Let's pull her out of there. Let's flush it or do what we gotta do to clean her up. Sorry, neighbor's mowing his lawn. Either have the outer airplanes or kids screaming. Welcome to living in suburbia. Good times. So we get this one drained out, and his fuel pump's okay. He's just gonna change lines and stuff. Something in there? That's right. It's down on the. We need to go flush it with some water or something. Clean that up and get back to you. Okay, so we got the hose cleaned out, we flushed it with water, and then we blew compressed air through it. And now we're back onto the old drainage project here. Problem. What do you say? You say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Mallory says hi. So yeah, this is like watching paint dry, so we'll get back to you. Alright, if we can solve the jigsaw puzzle, the pump's coming out. Wrapped around in the cords. This thing's a factory 15-gallon Jeep tank with a conversion in it that's homemade to the in-tank pump, so things fit super tight. But it works. But it works. And it's been working good to feed that V8, so it's just not much fun getting it out of the hole. Undo the clip and hold your tongue just right. Yep. There we go. Now you gotta get your sender. Hold that go. And that's why my fuel gauge wasn't reading, because it was stuck on the lip. Yeah, the cord. That's why it wasn't reading, because this cord wrapped around it. Yep. So we're gonna fix that. Solving problems. Did you tell everybody what you're up to here with yours? Yeah, I gotta change the fuel lines because it's got the wrong pressure rated. Yeah. Not pressure rated, but it's not rated for fuel. Yeah, and that's probably what killed mine too. Same fuel line. So here we are. It's fuel tank day. All right. So we'll show you this process. He's gonna try to get more of the fuel out of here. Is that high enough, or?
It's probably not high enough.
Yeah, let's set that tank up on the trailer and then try it. So that's gonna be me and Matt, because Mr. One Arm here shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff. So we'll get that done and we'll get back. Here, I'll just. So without an O-ring, you just gonna change the lines up on the... How far forward do those lines go? Have you looked? Do they go? Okay, we're back inside here on the white scrambler. This is my fuel pump. I'm gonna get this thing off and this wrong piece of hose off. We'll get this measured and replaced with a good piece of hose. Get this thing ready to go back in. Then I can start to making some gaskets. Okay, so I've been checking, these are the lines that run from the top down to the pump, and I've been checking all my connections out. Some of these look a little sketchy, so I'm just going to put new connectors on this. This is fuel rated wire, so I'm going to use this wire, but it's getting all new connectors, heat shrink style connectors, and then we'll get the pump back in this. Alright, fuel line removal on the black scrambler begins. I figured Matt could take the fuel bath.
Thanks. I was hoping you would.
Yeah, I'm good. So he's changing it from pretty much the transfer case back. Just all new lines, because we had an inline fuel pump in here and he's got connections that we're removing and all of that stuff going on here. So there you go.
TT.
Yeah, all of that stuff is just more prone for leakage and a few things. So just removing that, going with a solid piece clear back. Upgrades while things are down.
Borrowing it.
So there's all of the fuel line ready to go. And he's ready to plumb new stuff in. New parts. Good old Amazon.
It's a filter. Fittings. That's gonna be later on.
Fuel gauge? Yeah, fuel gauge.
Not a fuel gauge, it's a transmission.
Oh yeah, that's
temp.
the trans temp. Gotcha. It's an automatic thing. What we got in this box? Oh. Alright.
I was carrying a knife.
Knife for a gun.
Yep. And that's the braided.
Braided hose, fuel rated. No
Fuel
more
rated.
No more of the improper stuff. We'll get done having that mistake go on here. New fittings going on here. And then you're just gonna put what, hose barb fittings on the end of those?
Well, it's gonna be actual thread onto there.
Yeah, the hose barb type, right? And then just run.
Yeah, the AN.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make sure you get that tight as you
Get
can.
it tight. Should a leak?
It's on there.
Fittings installed.
Probably, look at Mom.
Matt has his helper under here.
Probably learning young.
Yep, he's learning young. Mallory's headed under there to help too. You helping? Okay.
Okay, we're going to get ready to start cutting the floor out of the white scrambler for an access panel for the fuel pump. Here's what it's looking like right now.
It's like a 11 by 16 hole.
So yeah, good size access panel to do the fuel pump on this if you're ever out on the trail.
Yeah. Here we go. Crawl up in here and cut a big old hole in my fancy Jeep. Got the welding blanket. Did you show them that?
Yep.
Control sparks.
What's wrong with it?
You got a leaky Jeep?
What's going on, Mallory? What are you doing? What's wrong with your Jeep? Why is there wood under it?
Dripping.
It's dripping. Is it like all the big Jeeps and it's leaking on the ground?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's territory. Alright, you saw it come out, so I didn't film it going back in. I covered up the fuel pump and the sending unit hole so we didn't get debris in it. But there it is. Here's my pressure and return lines here. I got the wrong pump, so I've got to order me another pump and get it coming. So I figured I'd hang this tank while I had the help here. We've got the filler necks and rollover valve and vent all hooked back up. So I'm just gonna fix my gasket, put my sending unit back in, and get a pump coming. So well, maybe I'll put the sending unit in it tonight and we'll bring you along for that.
Make-in gaskets for the fuel pump sending unit and also the fuel pump.
So
the White Scrambler.
Yeah, we're back on the White Scrambler here. My tank being a custom tank from Aero Tanks, I can't just, I mean, I guess I could call them up there out of California. I'd have to wait a week just for them to send me some gaskets. So I'm super careful about removing my gaskets, my old gaskets. These are the two old ones, so I can make new ones. These are my templates for new ones. I've just traced these out, as you can see. So I remove them carefully, trace them out on new gasket material, and then discard them. Cut these out with the scissors and we're golden. So we'll get on with that. Not the easiest stuff to cut in the world.
Getting it around the corners and around the edges and stuff like that, and making sure it's round enough.
Me?
Me? You gonna help?
Yeah.
This one I might just have to do with my knife. since they're pretty unusable. And then this guy's probably the one I'm gonna use for the big one. Since that's what it was before. What, kiddo?
See.
See what? Huh?
See right there.
See right there what? What do you want?
Cones.
Cones?
And cones. Orange.
Somebody likes the RC cones. You can get that on film if you're filming.
Here's some more arts and crafts going on today.
That.
Gasket making 101. It's nice to know how to do this, so I'm not waiting a week for a gasket.
That.
Blah. That's Mallory's input. Blah.
Sometimes she can be like a purple minion.
Okay, yeah, I think this one we're gonna get with this guy. Try not to gash fingers.
Just like
Look
that.
at that. Cool. Gasket's made.
Okay guys, so got the cinder back in the tank after washing it out. Got it all nice and clean out of there now. And I added some hose right here, so then I can put my 6-hand fittings on for the hoses there. And then I measure it out and mark it. I cut out the floor, so then easier access, like what Carl did with his Jeep, to get to your fuel tank instead of dropping it. So now it's just gotta put the tank back in. We'll get going on that.
Here's the look on top. He cut his hole. He made it match mine because he's planning on doing that that same tank I have later on in the future. Hence the big hole off to the side here. But has plenty of access to his pump parts right now. So looking good. We'll button this thing up, get him done. Well, alright guys, welcome back. Back on the white scrambler here, try to finish up this fuel tank thing. I've been about a week here waiting for a fuel pump. I ordered a Walbro and didn't get a Walbro from Amazon. Thank you, Amazon. And I also ordered a cheapy Chinese thing that was 30 bucks. I figured, what the heck, I'm gonna have one that I can put in the Jeep on the trail as a spare if I need to. But this thing not being a Walbro kind of pisses me off. But I don't have much choice. It's Tuesday before Labor Day weekend, and I don't have time to order another one, and we want to go play this weekend. So here we go. I guess I'm gonna throw in this TI automotive pump and hope for the best. So I have some sketchy looking electrical connections on this
thing. So I replaced these and put sharp new ones on it. And I found me some loops here that'll go on the top side here. Get that done so it's installed. Alright, there's one more part to these homemade gaskets that I need to show you. This is a Harbor Freight punch. That's how you make nice clean holes here for your screws. Okay, I'm just going to go around this and make the holes for my screws in this, nice and clean like with this guy, and my hammer and my piece of wood. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you, because I didn't mention that before. Alright guys, it's a new day. Got a couple of days before we're leaving for a wheeling trip, so I figured I'd get this wrapped up here. I've buttoned up my electrical. I've siliconed my two studs that stick out of the top of the fuel pump, so they won't be grounding and powering out on whatever. I've primed the system a little bit, so the fuel pump does charge up and prime. You can see fuel in that there auxiliary fuel filter now. So it's just time for the moment of truth. Will it start? I'll bring you guys along for this here. Let's jump in this thing and I'll show you that she primes. I don't know if you heard that or not, but the pump is priming. So let me crawl in this thing, since it's a standard. We'll fire it up. Add gear. One more time there. Out of gear. Last prime. Here we go. Awesome. Fires right up. That's what we wanted to see. Alright guys, and with that, that's gonna finish this video. So thanks for coming along with our fuel pump and fuel tank adventures in the Scramblers, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.